Daf Yomi, Tractate Bava Metzia, page 22, the top of the page, with the words V'chein Yardain Shinatal Mizeh V'nasan Lezeh. And likewise, in the case of the Jordan River, or another river that took an item from this person and gave it to that person, in all those cases, that which the person took, he took, and that which the person gave, he gave. Likewise, that which the river took, it took, and that which the river gave, it gave. The person who received the item need not return it. The Gemara asks, granted in the cases of the robber and the Jordan River, one could say that the owner sees them take the item and despairs of its recovery. But in the case of the thief who takes the items surreptitiously, does the owner see him take the item, and would that lead him to despair? The Gemara explains, Rav Papa interpreted the term thief in the Braita to be referring to armed bandits. Therefore, the owner is aware that the item was taken, and he despairs of its recovery. The Gemara asks, if so, this is the same as a robber. Why mention two identical cases? The Gemara answers, the Braita mentioned two types of robbers. In both cases, the owner was aware that the item was taken. The Gemara suggests, come in here, a proof from the Braita. If a river swept away one's beams, one's wood, or one's stones, and placed them into the field of another, these items belong to the owner of the field due to the fact that the respective owners despaired of their recovery. The Gemara infers from the Braita the reason they belong to the finder is that the owners despaired, but in an unspecified case where it is not definitively known that the owners despair, they do not belong to the finder. Apparently, despair that is not conscious is not considered despair. The Gemara rejects the proof. With what are we dealing here? It is a case where the owners are capable of rescuing the beams, wood or stones. Therefore, their decision not to rescue them is a clear indication of despair. The Gemara asks, if so, say the latter clause of the same Braita. If the owners were pursuing the items, the finder is obligated to return them. If it is a case where the owners are capable of rescuing the items, why did the Braita specifically cite a case where the owners were pursuing the items? Even if they were not pursuing the lost items, the items also remain in their ownership as they did not despair of their recovery. The Gemara answers, with what are we dealing here? It is a case where the owners are capable of rescuing the items with difficulty. In that case, if the owners pursue the items, it indicates that they did not despair of their recovery. But if the owners do not pursue the items, it indicates that they despaired of their recovery. The Gemara suggests, come in here a proof from a Braita to Sefta Trumot 1.5. When did the sages say that in the case where one separates truma without the owner's consent, his truma is considered teruma? It is in a case where there was someone who entered another's field and gathered produce from it, and separated truma without the owner's permission. If the owner is committed about his actions and view it as robbery, his truma is not truma, but if he is not concerned, his truma is truma. The Braita continues, and from where does he know whether the owner? How would he know that the owner is concerned about his actions and view it as a robbery or not? If the owner came and found him separating truma and said to him, you should have gone to take the produce of better quality and separate truma from that. If the produce is better quality than the produce he had separated is found, his truma is considered truma. Since the owner is assumed to have been sincere and pleased that the other has separated truma from his produce, but if not, his truma is not truma, as it may be assumed that the owner was angry at him and was speaking sarcastically. The Brisa adds, if the owners were gathering and adding to the truma he has separated, indicating that they agreed to his act of separation either way, whether or not better quality produce was found, his truma is considered truma. The Gemara questions the ruling of the Brisa. The Gemara questions the ruling of the Brisa. I think he will stop here probably. Part 1.